video I'm going to be talking about Jupiter transiting into the sign of Aquarius. So this transit happened on the 20th of November and Jupiter will be in Aquarius till the 13th of April. Very, very quick transit for Jupiter. Jupiter usually stays in a sign for about a year. But this time we have this very, very quick transit of Jupiter's, which is, less than 5 months. So before I get down to what this transit is about and before I talk about the individual signs, I will also update you about Murti Nirnay. So I talked about Murti Nirnay in my video where I was talking about Saturn's transit into Capricorn, and I explained what Murti Nirnay is to everybody. Then you can go watch that video. I'm going to give the link below if you want to know what Murti Nirnay is and how we calculate Murti Nirnay. But in this video I'm just going to tell you the results. So for Taurus, Sagittarius and Cancer, this is an extremely supportive transit for all of you. So you can expect the best result because you have the Swaran Murti. For Aries, Capricorn and Virgo, you have the Rajat Murti. So this is a favorable transit for you. Not as great as for Taurus, Sagittarius, Cancer, but Aries, Capricorn, Virgo are also, very, very supportive for you. Pisces, Scorpio, Leo, this is a Tamra Murti for you. So this is like an average transit for you. And Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, this may not be very, very, very supportive to you. How then can we define this transit for Aquarius, Libra and Gemini? If this transit is not supportive, how do we make the most of it? By taking advantage of the energy that we have. Jupiter in Aquarius is a very, very specific energy. Aquarius is a very revolutionary sign. It's a sign for, for innovation, for new ideas. It's a sign for some kind of a revolution, for some kind of a change. It's a sign for going beyond yourself, including others, where you work, it could be your ambition, but you work with others in a group, in a community, where you take care of your community as well. So your work in some way should benefit your community, should benefit humanity, generally. If you take advantage of this kind of a vibration, if you include others in your work, if you're fair and tolerant, if you think out of the box, then you will definitely find solutions to your problems. Aquarius is not the sign for traditions and culture and religion. It is the sign of science and innovation and new ideas and reforms. So wherever you think in your life, and it is a sign for deep thought, deep philosophy. So Jupiter is about religion, is about traditions and values, yet in a sign which is more about philosophy, change, progress, not getting stuck in what was, but moving towards what should be, what is better for everybody. How can some kind of change benefit us all? We use, this energy to bring about change. In what area of your life you think you need change, it will definitely help you. So the energy of change is there for all of us. The energy of progress is there for all of us, because that is what Jupiter is like in Aquarius. If somewhere you're stuck, if somewhere you're not able to assert yourself, if somewhere you just have to, you've just been going with the flow, now is the time to go against the flow. If you think that makes in any way sense for you, that helps you progress, that brings some kind of equality in the workplace, then it's time to stand up for yourself. It's time to go with your choice, to go with your decision, wherever you think you're stuck in life. Because Aquarius is a sign for revolution, for revolutionaries, for activists. So activists, inventors, people who work with machines, gadgets, technology, those people are going to be really doing well. And people who are thinkers, writers, reformers. So you can reform your life. You can change things in your life. You can go towards progress. That is what Aquarius is about. But sometimes we can be too revolutionary in our thinking, and we may want to change everything too quickly. That is the negative side of Aquarius. So being reactive, rebellious can be a negative side. So how you bring about reforms should be by including others, by being fair. So fairness, impartiality, and including everybody else. Thinking about humanity in general, being a humanitarian. These qualities also have to be considered while you are moving towards a more progressive you. So this sign is all about progress. This sign is all about the future. All about how you can break free from the rut, from any traditions, any systems that you're stuck in. Could be personal, could be professional. But keep in mind, it's a sign for fairness. And then don't be too rebellious. So these are some of the negative. And then don't be too theoretical as well. These are some of the negative sides of Aquarius that can sometimes be seen. But in general, this is a positive energy for growth and progress. Now I'm going to be talking about all the signs and how Jupiter is going to be, bringing positivity in what area of your life. In Murti Nirnay, we talked from your moon signs. So to see the transit from your moon signs, I've already given you how it works out. Which all moon signs will get better results and which all will get some kind of an extra struggle. But you also have to see this transit from your Lagna. Now I'm going to share my thoughts on how this transit is going to be for all the Lagnas, all the ascendants. But you also see this from your moon sign. Like for Aries, Jupiter is in the 11th house. 11th house is about your gains, your ambitions, all kinds of ambitions, be it relationships, be it friendships, be it wealth, the growth of your career, network circles, social circles. People will be more supportive to you. You will find, good luck there. People, your friends, your network circle will come and support you, will come and help you. If and when you need help, you can reach out to them. You will be more social, you will be more interactive, you will be more communicative with your siblings, with your friends. You may find, you may get into a love relationship. It's aspecting the 5th house of romance and love, of children. If you want a child, you could go through a pregnancy at this time. That is auspicious. For marriage, it's aspecting the 7th house. For expanding business partnership, expanding any kind of partnerships, expanding the 7th house with its 9th aspect, it's aspecting the 7th house of public life, of relationships, of business partnerships. So you could be bringing some kind of an expansion there, achieving your dreams, achieving your ambitions, communication, your own ideas. The 3rd house is your ideas, your thinking. That is looking positive now. More relief, you will get more happiness, more confidence. Your ego will be boosted because things will be now on track. Your ambitions will be growing. Wherever Jupiter sits or wherever it aspects, there is abundance, there is growth, there is, things flourish there. So growth of your desires, because this is the karma trine, growth of your desires. All kinds of desires will grow. Luck factor is also there, blessing the desires, blessing the karma trine. There is growth of, there is support to the 8th house, hidden things, inheritances, your spouse's finances can increase at this time. There will be more support to your spouse's wealth or to inheritances. Or if you're studying the occult, more support to that. If you're doing any kind of research work, more support to that. More peace, more happiness for you. More support in your career, in status, in position, support to you. Jupiter is going to be supportive in that area as well. More support to your happiness, to your well-being, to your, personality as such, to your health, your sense of confidence. So this transit is good. New ideas, new beginnings, new opportunities. It's aspecting the 5th house, which is the 8th from the 10th. So like a new job. So new opportunities, new position, new status, a better bonding with your children, good for the happiness of your children, and good for your own happiness, for games, sports, skills. You may be interested in all that. And so this is all in all a good transit for you. Then Taurus. For Taurus, this is the 10th house. The 10th house is your work, your career. From here, Jupiter is aspecting the 2nd, the 6th, and the 4th house. So the Artha trine is activated. The financial status will become better. Your status, your position, your career will get a boost. You may get a promotion, plus support to your career, support to your job, support to your relationships, comfort in relationships. Because Jupiter is 4th from the 7th house, there will be comfort in your relationships, business partnerships, as well as marriage. Now you have, all 4 planets in the Kendra. Rahu is in the Lagna, Ketu is in the 7th house. Jupiter now is in the 10th house. So Rahu, Ketu and Jupiter all going to be working together to bring major changes in your life, in your career and in your relationships. Big boost in your confidence. Big boost in your values. Finances improving. Daily routine improving. You putting in better effort and you getting better results. Colleagues being more supportive. Health issues going away. Happiness, peace, comfort at home. Buying a vehicle or spending money on your home, decorating your home, those kind of things can be seen. Adding to your bank balance as well as spending, both things are activated. Fortunate transit. Jupiter is in a Kendra house. It's blessing all the Kendra, supporting Rahu Ketu, and Rahu Ketu are supporting Jupiter in this transit till April. So career will see some kind of growth. Your personality, your confidence will see some kind of growth. Finances will see some kind of growth. Then Gemini. For you, Gemini, Jupiter is in the 9th house. From here, Jupiter aspects the 3rd house, Lagna, and the 5th house. So the 9th house is all about learning and travel. You may be interested in some kind of education. Travel and education will bring you good luck. So travel is bound to be there. Through struggle, through competition, Jupiter will support you. So any kind of competition you go to, you're going to do very well. Any kind of litigation you go to, this transit of Jupiter's will support you. It's going to support you if there is litigation related to inheritance. If there are issues related to the 8th house, healing issues, Jupiter will be supportive in all kinds of healing. So travel, learning will bring you luck. Will support you in healing. If you want to take credit or if you want to pay off your credit, this transit is very supportive. Short distance, long distance travels, both will be there. In communication, in sales, marketing, in teaching jobs, advertisements, you will do very well. These careers will flourish. Education will prove very, very beneficial for you. Any kind of education you start now, in the next 12 years, you will gain from it greatly. For children, if you want a child, for romance, for creativity, this is a great 5-month period. You can plan a child, you can plan creative projects, you can plan to study something which will help you in creativity. This could bring new opportunities for you. This could bring positivity for your father. This could bring, a new optimistic attitude in your own personality. So this is all in all a great transit for you. Good for your siblings, good for your friends, good for your uncles, aunts, your mother's siblings, good for them. So this is absolutely a wonderful transit for you. Having Jupiter in one of the trines is really great. Though good for status change. There could be a change of status. The 5th house is activated, which shows a change of status, and good for gains. So it's 11th from the 11th house. Here Jupiter is supporting all kinds of gains, all kinds of ambitions, whether it be marriage, whether it be your work, whatever your ambitions are, whatever your dreams and desires are, Jupiter is going to be supportive for that. like it is going to be supportive for your spouse's wealth as well. So the growth of your spouse's wealth can also be seen from this position. Then for Cancer, Jupiter is in the 8th house. And from here, Jupiter aspects the 2nd house, the 12th house, the 4th house. So the 8th house is your this is the moksha trine. It's all about letting go, relaxing, the ability to be peaceful. If there are any disturbances in the subconscious, if there is hurt, if there is fear, if there are phobias, if there are secrets that are troubling you, there will be ease now. There will be contentment now. There will be happiness. You will have the power to let all that go. There will be releasing of tension. If there are matters of inheritance, you could be very fortunate. For speculation in the share market, it's a good period. If the dashas are supporting, this transit is definitely supporting. So you may get unexpected gifts, good for your children. This is going to be a happy period for your children. So Jupiter is in the 4th house from the 5th house, giving Argala to the 5th house, supporting the 5th house, supporting your relationships, supporting your business partnerships, supporting your career. New opportunities can be there. Jupiter is aspecting the 2nd house of wealth. 11th from the 10th house is supporting your career, giving growth and gains from your career. The 2-8 axis is activated, good for finances, your wealth, your partner's wealth. All in all, this is going to add to your financial situation. Expenditure will also be there, aspecting your 12th house. It's better to do some charity right now. Just donate some money so that, because expense is bound to happen. So it makes a lot of sense to donate somewhere. And you may also be spending on vehicles, on home. You may be moving away. This could be long distance travel. You could be doing some deep research, deep study, astrology. So anything which is secretive, hidden, the metaphysical sciences, all that is going to give you lots of happiness and luck also. There is luck in the 8th house for you. The natural significator of luck is in the 8th house. So all 8th house things, all deep, hidden, secretive things, or your fears, you're going to be lucky in that. Your secrets, you're going to be lucky in that. Maybe it's going to help you sort out all that, Maybe this transit will just help sort out all that pent-up tension, and you will be able to let that go, let that release. You will be able to forgive others, because by forgiving, by letting go, we tend to move on. And there's more peace in the moksha trine because of this Jupiter here. But finances too. It's bringing positivity in the financial area as well. It will help you plan long term. It's giving growth to business partnerships. It's giving growth to career. It's giving growth to status and position and your children and, family. Growth to family and growth to children. Growth to romance. Comfort and happiness of romance can be there. There can be a secret kind of a relationship also that you start during this transit. And I'm going to be talking about Leo. For Leo, this is in the 7th house. Jupiter transits your 7th house, aspects the 1st house. So Jupiter transits the 7th house, aspects the 1st house, the 3rd house, the 11th house. So Jupiter here is expanding relationships. So if there is any negativity in relationships, this transit can help improve that. This transit can help bring peace in relationships. Or if you want to get married and you haven't found the right person, so this transit is going to make you socialize more. You're going to be interacting with more people. Somehow, through your network circle, through your friend circle, you could be coming in contact with somebody who you consider a good partner. And any partnership that you enter now during this time, it could be personal, it could be professional, it will prove to be good for you. So your ambitions, your network circle, your dreams, your desires, because this is the karma trine. Your own confidence, your ego, your confidence in your ego, in your ideas, in your ability to pull yourself out of any situation mentally. You're going to have the ability to pull yourself out from a situation, mentally pull yourself out, because Jupiter is, in the first 7th axis, going to bring a lot of positivity in the self, in the personality, in the confidence, in the intelligence. And so sometimes when, certain bad events happen and certain people cheat us or hurt us, sometimes we tend to think too much and we are hurt for a long time and we're not able to get out of that cycle of thinking. We're constantly in that, in that stage of thinking. Here Jupiter is healing that aspect. Is going to improve and help and pull you out of any negativity, any negative thinking, and going to take you towards your ambitions, improve your public life, enhance your public life. If you have some kind of a career where you are in a public position, it's just going to enhance that. It's going to support you in increasing your public image in your public life. It's going to give you more fame. And it's going to just expand your circle, expand your ambitions, expand your dreams, and help you with new ideas, new communication, and bring some kind of a change in your own appearance. So this is a very, very positive Jupiter. It will give you comfort of home. It's going to give you, pull you out of diseases maybe, pull you out of some kind of a litigation, pull you out of credit. If you want to pay off credit, this is a good time to pay your credit. It will support you. This energy is very supportive. Some kind of litigation, some kind of anything related to law, any kind of contracts, negotiations, sales, marketing, interacting with other people, these things are going to be brilliant for you. And communication, you're going to feel more communicative, you're going to feel more interactive, your network circle is going to expand big time. So this is a very, very positive transit for you. Because you also have Rahu in the 10th house. Rahu Ketu are in the 4-10 axis. So Rahu in the 10th house gives you lots of ideas related to career. And Jupiter in Kendra to that, 10th from this Rahu is very, very supportive to new ideas. So whatever you do related to your work, you should get good results and all that. So this is a great 5 month for expansion of business and of relationship and of ideas related to career and of your ambitions as well. Then I'm going to be talking about Virgo. For Virgo, Jupiter transits the 6th house. From here, it aspects the 12th house, it aspects the 10th house and the 2nd house. So the 6th house is about diseases, your health, it's about your daily routine, it's about co-workers, it's about hired help. So in all this you're going to be very fortunate. If you've been fighting some kind of a disease, health issue, this is going to become much more easier for you now. If you want to make better health routines, if you want to start an exercise routine, your relationship with your co-workers is going to improve now. They're going to be supportive to you in your work. You will not struggle so much in your routine. It'll all become more comfortable. You'll start enjoying. You'll find joy in that. You'll start enjoying work. And you will be able to go into the details of your work. You'll be better able to plan your work, go into a lot of details. There could be travel. There could be, some kind of foreign relocation. From here, Jupiter aspects the 12th house as well. So the 6-12 axis is also activated, which is also about, it's also about your daily routine as well as letting go. So there could be this theme of where you try to hold on to things too much and now you're able to let go. And then this is supportive to efforts and initiatives. In competition you will do very well. Any initiatives you take, any efforts you make, any sports or games that you are into, this is a supportive transit for you. It is supportive for your children. It is supportive for education. And it is also supportive for any 8th house thing like inheritances. And it is supportive for, astrology, the occult, research work, PhD, doctorate, all those hidden things. It is supportive for all that. Taking credit, taking a loan, it is supportive for that. It is supportive for status position, changing of status and position, for creative work. Growth of creative work can be seen here. Growth of your ideas can be seen here. Growth of your wealth can be seen here. It aspects the second house. Growth of your value system can be seen here. You may, come up with new ideas related to your work, finances, because like I said, Jupiter is in Aquarius. Out of the box thinking will be very, very helpful. And for your career, it's aspecting the 10th house. So this is again a good transit for you. Then I'm going to be talking about Libra. For Libra, this is the 5th house. Jupiter transits in Aquarius, which is your 5th house. And Jupiter aspects the 11th, the 9th and the 1st. So in the 5th house, it's all about creativity. It's all about romance. It's all about children. It's about having fun, just letting your hair down and having fun. It's a happy time basically. And it's also about status, position, new job, new opportunity. Jupiter aspects the 11th house and it is 4th from the 2nd house. So it supports wealth, it supports ambition, it supports you, it aspects the Lagna. It supports luck, it aspects the 9th house. So this is one of the best positions for Jupiter to be in the 5th house. So it supports comfort, home, peace, but also your efforts and your initiatives will be supported. You will get recognition for whatever efforts you put in. If you want children, it's a great time to go in for a pregnancy. If you have children, your relationship with them will improve. And for children, this is a good time. For education, it's a very good time. This is also very good for your father because this is the 9th from the 9th house. So good position for your father, good position for learning. There can be some travel connected to learning. It supports marriage. From here, Jupiter is 11th from the 7th house. It supports relationships, business partnerships, marriage, your ambition, network circles, in increasing wealth. It is going to give you a new kind of positivity, a new kind of confidence about yourself, in yourself. You will explore creative options. You may, find some hidden talents inside of you which you were not aware of, and now you start using those, and which gives you a lot of positivity and happiness and appreciation from others as well. So it's a good transit. Both from financial point of view, it aspects the 11th house, supportive to the 2nd house. From relationship point of view, because it is in the 5th house, 11th from the 7th house. From career, it can show a change in career, a drastic change in career. And but whatever the changes will be good for you, because it aspects the Lagna, giving you positivity, supporting the Lagna. And it aspects the 9th house of opportunity, of father, of new learning. So there could be new learning, there could be new creativity, there could be changes in career, which will turn out to be good for you in the long run. Then I'm going to be talking about Scorpio. Scorpio, Jupiter transits the 4th house. You have Ketu in Lagna, Rahu in 7th house. 7th house Rahu, again, it's a great Rahu in the 7th house. It shows expansion of your public image. And now you have Jupiter in the 4th house, aspecting the 10th, aspecting the 12th, aspecting the 8th house. So comfort, peace, happiness at home, improvement in life at home, improvement in relationships at home. And then you have Jupiter aspecting the 10th house, good for your work, some positivity in work. But this transit is all about the Moksha Trine. The Moksha Trine is all about, letting go. Sometimes we hold on to things which bring disharmony, restlessness, agitation inside of us. This transit will help you move on. You will now kind of let go of all the negativity in your house. It aspects the 8th house, posited in the 4th house. So whatever negativity you hold in your heart, any hurt, and somebody ditched you, somebody double crossed you, any any agitation, any disturbance in your heart, you will let that go. This is the best time to let it go. It'll be easy for you and you'll find happiness. And it's a good time for property, real estate, buying a car, redoing your home, inheritances. With the help of inherited money, you buy a home or you get a home, inherited home, that kind of a situation. And long distance travel, education, some kind of a study. You may be interested in going abroad for some kind of a study, or if you are abroad somewhere, you may want to come back home. Connecting with your roots. In these 5 months, you would want to connect with your roots. You may want to go back to your home place and see that first house where you grew up in, that kind of a thing. It's a very, very positive transit. It aspects the 8th house, which is your spouse's finances. Definitely supportive for finances, especially your spouse's finances. But for you personally, it's all about happiness. It's 4th from the Lagna. It brings you a lot of happiness and support to your personality, to your intelligence, to your peace of mind. It brings you peace of mind. It's a great transit. And it's supportive in competition. If you are competing somewhere, this Jupiter is going to be very, very supportive to you. It aspects your 10th house and it's 11th from your 6th house. Supportive for competition, supportive for healing, and letting go. And also physical diseases, any kind of physical ailment that you're going through and you're trying to, heal yourself. Very, very supportive transit. And supportive for travel, and supportive for having lots of people at home, bringing your friends, your siblings, getting together at home. Maybe some kind of a function at home, some kind of a party can also be seen in this transit, where you make peace with a lot of people. And growth is there, especially because it is now supportive to Rahu. Growth is definitely there. Jupiter aspects the 10th house. Then Sagittarius, Jupiter is in the 3rd house, aspecting the 9th house, the 7th house and the 11th house. So the 3rd house is all about communication, learning, teaching, travel, sales, marketing, friends, siblings, and expenditure, initiatives, hobbies, games that you play, and your thinking. So the most important thing Jupiter is going to do is bring peace in your thinking. If there are lots of things in your mind and you're always thinking about something from the past, mentally your thoughts pull you back. You want to try something, your thoughts pull you back. So this transit is going to be like a healing in your thoughts, a boost in your confidence, a boost in your ego, and you will be able to take initiatives. Your effort will increase. Your communication will become better. Your ability to learn and communicate will become better. If you're a writer, this is an awesome transit for you. So if you're a teacher, this is a great transit for you. For teaching, for learning, for communicating, for advertisement, media, this is a great transit. Travel is certainly there on the cards for you. But you may not sometimes listen to your guru, your teacher, because Jupiter here is in Maran Karak Sthan. There will be a certain positivity in your own confidence. You will feel very confident because the 3rd house is your ego and your confidence. So there is going to be a positivity, an upbeatness about you, and you may not listen to good advice. That is the negative aspect of this transit. And some amount of laziness will also be there. Sometimes you may be feeling too lazy. These are two negatives. But for growth, expansion of business, it aspects the 7th house and the 11th house of your ambitions, of your network circles, marriage. It's a great transit. Some laziness is one negativity of this transit. Not listening to good advice can be the second negative aspect of this transit. But it's going to give you a lot of positivity in your own confidence. Expenditure will be there. Travel for sure will be there. And for wealth, finances, also this is good. For creativity, for initiatives, also it is good. Just remember not to be lazy, because it can make you lazy. A soft planet like Jupiter in the 3rd house can sometimes make us lazy and complacent. Then I'm going to be talking about Capricorn. Capricorn, Jupiter is in the second house. Jupiter in the second house aspects the 8th house, aspects the 6th house, aspects the 10th house. 2-8 axis activated. Your money, your spouse's money. Looking good for both. Ways to enhance your finances. You can, start thinking of ways to enhance your finances. So any new efforts that you make will pay off in the next 10-12 years. So it's important for you to sit and think of what all can you do. Any small initiatives also if you think of right now will pay off in the next 10-12 years. So it's important that you think of how can you bring positivity in your family, how can you bring positivity in your finances. Definitely supportive in your career, definitely in your status position. It aspects the 10th house, it aspects the 6th house. In competition, it's going to bring happiness, so it's going to give you positive results. In your health, healing, it's definitely better. Second from your it's supportive to your lagna. And in your food habits, definitely you should work on eating better, improve your food habits. It's a good time, because whatever effort you make in that direction is going to bring positivity in the next 10-12 years. So food habits and wealth, remember to work on these two things, because whatever you do is going to be helpful for you. And then, like I said, for your career, for your help, for any staff that you have, they're going to bring you a lot of happiness and peace. Your work is going to bring you happiness. And so for the family, there's going to be positivity. There could be growth in family, and there could be a new addition, a new member of the family, money coming in. And also you may be a little too lavish in spending and want to, personal possessions. You may want to increase your personal possessions. So there's an amount of expenditure also that can be seen in such a transit, because Jupiter is very optimistic wherever it goes. You're going to have the feeling, oh, money is coming in, let me spend this, let me buy that for myself, which is not bad. We all need to pamper ourselves, but yeah, as long as you know your budget, that's how you work it out. So good transit for you. Supportive in your wealth, supportive to your 11th house, supportive to your long-term ambitions, supportive to your own health, to your own personality, and supportive to your peace of mind, buying property, buying a vehicle, happiness and home, supportive for all this, for your spouse's money, for your own money, for your career. This is a good transit. Then Aquarius. Aquarius, Jupiter is in Lagna, aspecting the 7th house, the 5th house, the 9th house. For you, Aquarius, this is like a beautiful time. Jupiter comes back to the Lagna after 12 years. And when Jupiter is in Lagna, it's beginning of a new cycle. You will start something fresh. You will start something new. Believe me, best time to start learning something. So when I started learning Vedic astrology, Jupiter was in my Lagna. It's a blessing. And I had no idea that Jupiter was in my Lagna. Naturally, I just started. So that's the best time to start learning, when Jupiter is in Lagna. Whatever you want to do, start something new, start something fresh. It's going to make you feel optimistic, positive. People will come to you for advice. You will be a good advisor. You will have a very, very attractive personality. Good for your career, supportive to your career, and supportive to your efforts and initiatives. You're going to make the right kind of decisions, right kind of choices. Supportive to expenditure also. You'd be spending on yourself. You may be interested in doing something about your looks. You may be eating too much, or you may be exercising too much. Something will change about you. You will either gain weight or you will lose weight. Usually we tend to gain weight, because we tend to eat more. We are optimistic, happy. We tend to go out. We tend to lighten up. We tend to give up our worries, because the first house is your intelligence, and Jupiter, a planet of positivity, abundance, luck and divinity, has come and is impacting our intelligence, which is giving us a lot of positivity. And it expands. Jupiter expands. So we usually like to work on the area where Jupiter is positive, in transit. So here you will work on yourself. Either you'll eat too much, or you will work out too much. So maintain a balance there. Don't get too optimistic. Don't be over optimistic. Sometime in our optimism, we can be a little rash as well. So that is where you need to be cautious about. But Jupiter is aspecting your 5th and your 9th house for education, for learning, for new opportunities, for children if you want a child, for romance, for love, for marriage, for a public life, for expansion in business partnerships, expansion in relationships, for expenditure on self, for peace, for happiness, for new initiatives. This is a great transit for you. Just take care of your weight. Utilize this opportunity to start a new study. You will go a long way with that. Then Pisces. Pisces, this is your 12th house. Jupiter here aspects your 4th, your 8th and your 6th house. So the 12th house is about being more sympathetic, empathetic, compassionate, doing some charity, donation, travel. Go for a pilgrimage. Go to a far off place and maybe meditate a little bit. Or go for a vacation where there's a lot of quiet. You will really enjoy that. It's a time for introspection. It's a time of being by yourself, introspecting and giving to others. This is again the highest moksha house. It's about healing internally, letting go. It is time to decide on what is really important for you. The first house is you, this is the 12th from you. What do we need to let go? What do we need to give up? And then the cycle will begin again, then Jupiter will come back into Lagna and something new will start. So now is the time to give up. What is it that you need to give up for your happiness? Because the Moksha Shrine is all about happiness, all about spirituality as well. So when we move towards a spiritual path, that is when we get true happiness. Moving towards a spiritual path starts with letting go of the negativity inside of ourselves. What is bothering us? What is troubling us? What our dreams are about? We need to sit, introspect and meditate a little bit. But at the same time, the 4th house is about real estate property. There could be expenditure there on real estate property, on home, on a vehicle. The 8th house is your spouse's money, and it's also about inheritance and the growth of relationships. Some positivity there. Maybe you get some money from inheritance and you want to spend that money and buy a car, buy a vehicle, or travel somewhere far off with that money, with your spouse's money. Maybe this means you're going away, you're getting a job somewhere really far off. It's aspecting the 6th house. The 6th house is the house of service. This could be related to service, to your work, because this is the 4th from the 9th house, getting a new opportunity, the comfort of some new opportunity, the comfort of travel, the happiness of travel, the happiness of a new opportunity. So that the happiness of spirituality, the peace of spirituality, the happiness of your father, the growth of your gains, because it's the 2nd from the 11th house. So the growth of our gains is actually directly connected to the 12th house. So in giving, the more you give, the more growth will be there of your gains. I hope I'm able to make sense here to you guys, because Jupiter in the 12th house supports the 11th house. So in giving somehow to others, and this is also, Jupiter also rules your 10th house. So in your career, by giving more, by being of service, aspecting the 6th house, being of service to others, somehow there will be gains. Being compassionate, being empathetic, thinking beyond yourself, letting go of certain things in your life that are holding you back. Letting go of certain things of the 6th house also that are holding you back can bring in a lot of peace, lot of happiness, help you sleep better. This will bring better sleep, more relaxation, more rejuvenation. This transit is all about rejuvenation, You rejuvenate, you go away, you meditate, you rejuvenate, and you come back fresh. Letting go of all the hurt, all the negativity, whatever there is, whatever is holding you back, so that you get on to the next cycle when Jupiter comes in Lagna with some fresh energy. So even though it will bring gains in the form of the 8th house. It's expecting 8th house, other people's money, growth from other people's money. And it's 11th from the 2nd house. So finances will be supported, but through giving, through letting go, through being of service. It's expecting the 6th house. So that is all for now. I will now be seeing you in the next video. I will be making regular videos. Remember to subscribe. Remember to, keep watching. And I'm also giving a few links below. And there's also a link of my course, the first workshop that I've put up. It's a Navatara workshop, a 4-hour video with about 60 plus example charts that I loved compiling, and I'm sure you will love the workshop if you go through it. So you can go and click on that link and go buy that workshop. You just have to do it if you love astrology. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.